Athens, the birthplace of the Olympic Games, and a city where ancient sports still echoes through marble ruins. Welcome to a unique wrestling event this week. One not just about medals and titles, but about unity, empathy, and the shared human spirit. The Wrestling with Heart and Wrestling for Peace initiatives brought together athletes from across the globe in a celebration of competition without conflict, friendship without borders, and the belief that sport can heal divides. The two-day gathering held at the historic Galatsi Olympic Hall was organized by a coalition of sports federations, peace advocacy groups, and wrestling legends. The goal was simple yet ambitious: to use the universal language of wrestling, a sport with roots dating back thousands of years, as a bridge between cultures and as a symbol of resilience in times of uncertainty. Unlike traditional tournaments, the matches here were not solely measured by points scored or bouts won. Athletes were encouraged to demonstrate respect, sportsmanship, and cultural exchange. After each match, wrestlers shook hands, embraced, and often shared a few words or gestures in each other's languages. Off the mat, they took part in workshops on leadership, conflict resolution, and the history of wrestling as a tool for diplomacy, from ancient Olympic truces to modern-day humanitarian missions. A global gathering in a historic city, the event attracted wrestlers from over 40 countries, including nations with strained political relationships. There were moments that would have seemed improbable anywhere else. Iranian and American wrestlers training side by side, athletes from Ukraine and Russia sharing post-match laughter, and women wrestlers from countries with little history of female participation competing proudly in front of cheering crowds. Greek wrestling icon Petros Galanis, who helped coordinate the event, said, "Greater than in ancient Greece, sport was a way to pause wars and celebrate our shared humanity. Here in Athens, we honor that tradition and adapt it for our times." Beyond the mat, Wrestling with Heart emphasized the human side of the sport, raising awareness for causes such as refugee support, children's education, and post-conflict rehabilitation. Several matches were dedicated to charitable campaigns, with proceeds going to youth wrestling programs in underserved communities worldwide. Participants also visited local schools, where they gave wrestling clinics and spoke to students about perseverance, respect, and how sports can offer hope in challenging circumstances. In one memorable session, a group of Syrian refugee children tried wrestling for the first time, laughing and tumbling under the guidance of Olympic medalists. Wrestling for Peace, the Wrestling for Peace segment culminated in a symbolic mixed team showcase where athletes from different countries were paired together regardless of nationality. The crowd saw Turkish wrestlers teaming up with Armenians, Koreans partnering with Japanese, and Americans working alongside Cubans, all in the spirit of unity. Organizers believe that these symbolic gestures can ripple far beyond the mat. As one participant from Georgia put it, greater than we may not solve political problems here, but we can create moments that make people think differently about each other. That is the seed of peace. A lasting legacy. The Athens event concluded with a pledge signed by athletes and coaches committing to promoting peace, fairness, and mutual respect in their home countries. Plans are already underway for similar gatherings in other historic wrestling hubs, including Istanbul, Tehran, and Tokyo. The final match in Athens ended not with a fierce takedown, but with both wrestlers representing nations once at odds, raising each other's hands to the crowd. The applause was long, heartfelt, and symbolic of something larger than sport. In a city where the stones remember ancient Olympic truces, Wrestling with Heart and Wrestling for Peace reminded everyone that even in a divided world, the mat can still be a place where strength meets compassion and where competition becomes a bridge instead of a wall.